Please welcome on stage the Director of Marketing Google India and Southeast Asia, ladies and gentlemen, Sapna Chadha.
Hi everyone, I'm Sapna and I head Google Marketing here in the region. What does that mean? Well, that means I'm an advertiser just like many of you. And I'm focused on getting our users to engage across all of our own products, from search to the Google Assistant to YouTube. And my day job pushes me to think about many of the same things that you think about on a daily basis. But what's slightly more fun than my day job is I'm a mother to 6-year-old twins. And in my house, we play a game called Musical Statues. Not sure how many of you know about this game. Basically, play a song, music stops, you freeze, if you move, you're out. I don't know if many of you are familiar, but last year I noticed that my twins, Arav and Sanvi, started playing a song in a language that they couldn't speak, nor I could understand. Their interest in playing this song shot up suddenly, and this song became infectious in our family. I thought it was really fun, despite the fact that I actually couldn't pronounce many of the words very well myself. Well, except one. It was only later, as Despacito became the biggest hit of the decade, and perhaps of all time, that I began to think about the factors that made this video's success possible. In August, it became the most viewed video on YouTube ever, with 5 billion views, and it set every single milestone in record time. People have watched the video for Despacito 28 million times per day. It's unlike anything we've seen before in terms of scale and spread. And it became the most viewed video in 45 countries, including right here in India. And you can see it when you look at the slope of that line. It's not even a curve, it's a line. Because hitting 1 billion from other mega hits like Gangnam Style and Justin Bieber took a lot longer. Look what happened with Despacito. But there is more to this story and the cultural impact that it's had. It goes much beyond it being a super hit. And it extends to the power and the fact that it has created self-expression across the world. Let's take a look. Perhaps you like to watch somebody dance to it. Perhaps beatboxing is more your style. Perhaps, for some strange reason, you'd like to listen to it on 2 Japanese calculators. Or perhaps you just really love cats. Think about this. The most played song last year was a Puerto Rican reggaeton hit in Spanish. And it has inspired covers from Indian classical to Bharatanatyam to renditions in Hindi, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam. And those videos have garnered 58 million views of their own. Well, the cultural phenomenon of Despacito is possible only because of the explosion of video and how viewers today are expecting to be entertained. It is not restricted by any geographic boundary, as you can see. But let me tell you, this is not a one-hit wonder if you think that's where I'm going. I can give you endless examples of this happening. Here's another. I don't know how many of you know that. Sorry for all the kid examples. But this song, Baby Shark, went viral in Indonesia, and it transformed into a global hit called the Baby Shark Challenge across the world. Over 500 million people watched that. And it inspired parodies, and right here in India, our very own Choo Choo TV created their own renditions of the Baby Shark Challenge, and their own videos got 40 million plus views. So what's my point? Well, mobile video is exploding in this region, and it is unlocking a creativity and self-expression of multiple generations, where global trends can start from anywhere, and where the unexpected can truly deliver transcendent art. This year, we saw more than ever brands tapping into these cultural moments as well, building their own phenomenons, creating their own conversations, and really pushing the envelope. Take, for example, Vicks. They broke stereotypes by taking on two controversial topics, adoption and transgender rights, told a story that will stay with you much longer than its 3-minute runtime. The video garnered 9 million views in the first month, but more importantly, it delivered beyond breakthrough, conversation, debate, engagement, people talking about this. And this is just one of the many examples that we have where brands are marrying their philosophies to try and engage with conversations as well. These stories and so many others show the increasing impact of video and YouTube on our culture. But why is it so powerful? How is it so good at changing and shaping culture and shifting mindset? Well, at YouTube, it comes down to one thing, and that is our engaged audience. Let's focus on India. And while YouTube is a platform that attracts the youth for many reasons, we've seen incredible growth across all age groups, just as Prasun said. As per ComScore's Video Metrics multi-platform reporting in India, we've seen 85% of all internet users 18 and above on the platform. And even amongst 55 plus, our reach stands at over 80%. And while we can continue throwing stats at you all day, and I know we've been doing a lot of that, let's talk about the why. Well, as Rajan said, it's our 10 years anniversary in India, and if you think about it, people have grown up on YouTube now. Some of those people that got online back then, today they're parents, and they're using YouTube for everything that they need, and they're continuing to use it in new ways. But what we've found is that from millennials to working parents to professionals, they are all going on to YouTube with intent. Our research shows that the way people use YouTube is to learn something new. For everything from how to tie a tie to how to become India's next big fashion designer. In fact, 71% of online viewers go first to watch video on YouTube to learn something. Just recently, we asked viewers to tell us with the hashtag #YouTubeTaughtMe what they've been learning on YouTube, and we saw 331 million impressions of all of the various things that people have been learning on our platform, and it was really inspiring. But so what does this mean for us as marketers? Let me boil it down. We all are trying to answer the same questions. Am I reaching the right customer? Am I relevant in their moment of need? Am I connecting with them in a way that feels real? Well, wouldn't it be amazing if we could use the power of intent to connect with our audience in a meaningful way? That's what's made search so powerful for so long. And in recent months, we've been able to use those search intent signals to make video advertising stronger. But it's not just search. As Robert mentioned, we've worked hard to connect many of our Google products, from Android to Maps to Play, and we're using machine learning in a way to have all of those intent and behavioral signals anonymously work to give you advanced audience solutions and targeting that you haven't had before. Many of you have been asking for this for a very long time, and the initial results look as promising as all of you believed was possible. The 1,000 or so advertisers that are using intent-driven ads on YouTube are seeing 20% higher lift in ad recall and 50% higher lift in brand awareness than campaigns that are using demographic targeting alone. And this success shows that by adding intent signals, we can be confident that we are advancing somebody's agenda. That's how ads now have power to help people more than ever before. Yes, ads can help people. I want to share an example from my own team that we used on our Google Maps campaign recently. We have a campaign called Look Before You Leave. centered around traffic, getting people to get onto Google Maps to check their ETA. And we noticed one insight. We noticed that when there are monsoons, there's a lot of traffic to maps. Not, I guess, rocket science. But what we did was we took that intent and we looked at it and combined it with the time of day to trigger a set of ads to go live at the right time. So imagine you're on your way to work, it's morning time, you're playing a morning playlist, and it's raining outside. Well, our viewers would see this. Our Google Maps ad would pop up telling them to check before they left home to see how much delay the rain would cause. We're actually helping people at a time that they need the help. And the results were staggering, I guess not surprisingly, because it's contextual and the creative was contextual, and it drove an uplift in awareness compared to our other ads. And we also saw a 40% growth in our daily active viewers. And I love this example because it relies heavily on a simple insight, that an intent signal that YouTube helped us tap into, and leveraging the weather APIs that we have with us, can build a great and performance campaign. It doesn't always have to be about flashy creative to make our marketing muscle work. But once past targeting, your creative still does need to work, and we know that. And to create more relevant ads in today's age, we know that the answer is personalization and personalizing at scale. But that typically means that we need more creative assets. And we all know that creating creative assets is a pain. It can make your processes harder, it drives up production costs, and if your team is like my team, they don't like doing this. But we've launched a tool that helps to eliminate these obstacles. It's called Director Mix. With Director Mix, you, or typically your creative agency, gives us the layered files for video ads. We then can create dozens or even hundreds of personalized versions of your story. We can swap in image, text, font, audio, etc., and then we can serve it based on the intent signals that you've told us that you want to use. And leveraging machine learning, this now becomes possible, just like the Uber example that Rajan shared earlier. We also have seen Johnson & Johnson recently do this, not only in terms of using Director Mix, but thinking about the power of sequence and storytelling over time to emphasize their core USPs. The results there were also great, 6% lift in recall of viewers of their bumpers. As you reflect here today and what you're hearing a lot of things from a bunch of us. I want you to just take away a few things. Think about how fast things are changing. Remember that Despacito example. It's crazy what we're seeing today in terms of how culture is being shaped overnight and how marketing is changing as well. We are all a sophisticated bunch of marketers who know what we want. And think about, at this time, this is a powerful time where we, together as brand leaders, can make video content that's immediate, that's relevant, that's shareable, and that genuinely can connect with customers in their moments of need. The future is intent marketing, and I hope you realize that that future is actually right now. Thank you.